Hey, it's Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching. We're at the IT Expo Tech Super Show 2026, February in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Tim Basa is with us. He is with Telarus. He gave a kick-butt keynote yesterday, and one of the themes was you need to be a generalist as a reseller, channel partner, etc. Tim, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rich. It's great to be here. This is packed.
Thank you. Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, it's great.
It can't be better.
Doing a great job. It's full of new folks to the show, and of course, you know, Telarus and some of our old friends. Can we say old? Our older friends are also here. So it's great. Yeah, yesterday, amazing talk, great room, packed house as usual. And really what we're seeing as a trend among all of our technology advisors around the globe is this switch from specialist, this is the thing I do, I'm a cybersecurity specialist, I'm a network specialist, to more of a generalist. Like, think the difference between a plumber and a general contractor, right? The plumber is kind of a break-fix guy, gets called when something needs repaired, maybe replace a toilet. Silly analogy, I know, but that's the same thing with the specialists in the technology space. So we're seeing even MSPs who are known for maybe one or two things they did for their client really lean into Telarus as a source of supply to get access to hundreds of suppliers across all the disciplines so they can add more value to that client, have more of the architect, general contractor feel than just the person that's called for break fix or for a specific technology.
So companies really don't have time to manage, dozens of relationships, right? That's the idea.
That's the idea, and on both sides, right? So the end customer, the business owner, they're stressed out. They don't have time to manage all the relationships, all the suppliers, all the proposals, all the things. And the tech advisor is also stressed because they're trying to figure out who's the right provider, what's the right resource, and they only have so many hours in a day, so many employees that can handle things. So they lean into Telarus as a source of supply, but also as a staffing augmentation. They can use our sales engineers, our solution architects, our project management, our account management even. So it's a win-win for the MSP who leans into us, and also a win for that customer that ends up benefiting down the road.
Really, really exciting, and it's a big shift in the market because for years we've been told specialization is crucial, and maybe just the way markets evolve, that it just makes more sense now for you to have to learn a little bit about everything so that you can intelligently help a company with, speaking of old, digital transformation, an old term, but it's revitalized because of AI.
Yeah, totally, and AI is a whole different thing we can get into, but when you talk about the specialist, it doesn't mean that you need to give up that moniker that you really know cybersecurity well, but that's not all you want to be known for, because then you're just the cyber guy. Think back to that plumber analogy, right? You want to be known as the technology advisor, someone who can bring all the people to the party, who can make the right alignments with the internal teams to create the right tech stack. If you don't do that, and you're known for network or cyber or UCaaS, phone service, then somebody who comes in as the generalist could come in over the top of you, and we've seen this, and wedge you out. And what we don't want is for our advisors to lose customers. We want them to gain more customers and more traction with the customers they have.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a question which I'm sure a lot of partners think about, and that is that, the way I see the market is I've got, companies in your genre, and you're obviously a leader there, big player, and then you've got the companies that are, let's say, more legacy, VAR and VAD, partners from the olden days that have been around for decades and decades. Then you've got a new group on top that's like, I don't know, cloud first. And there's some mix in between. Yeah. How does Telarus tell someone, or how do you explain to someone that they should partner with you primarily or exclusively, as opposed to the other ones in this space?
Yeah, sure. I think it's just a choice, right? And now, in some of those companies you name, we won't name them by name, they also partner with us. So kind of behind the scenes, we're a source of supply for them to extend their reach into different services that maybe aren't their specialty. So I think that's what we try to do, is get to know the advisor on a personal level. What are their most ambitious goals? What are the things that are keeping them up at night? And what it really boils down to in most conversations, Rich, is they're trying to get more opportunity at the top of their funnel. They're trying to convert that top of funnel to wins. And the top of funnel can be current clients too. And then they want to create predictable, durable revenue. So those three things, once we get into the conversation, we can find out how Telarus can help them achieve those goals and give them an advantage that they might not get with some of those other sources of supply. And then they can just use this opportunistically. And what we find is once someone starts to transact with us, the motion just becomes a flywheel effect because we're easy to do business with. We have lots of services, solutions, and tools that they could lean into. And the more they lean in and they get the outcomes that they want, then the more they come back to Telarus.
Anything else we should know?
Yeah, I think we covered a lot. I think if you're watching this video and you're thinking about, what's a TSD, how can that be meaningful? Maybe you've looked at some of the competition. If you're an MSP or just a traditional service provider and you're trying to extend your reach, there's a distinct advantage with Telarus. Give us a call. Let's sit down and have a conversation and see if we can make things better together and achieve your most ambitious goals.
Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it, Rich. Great job.